Welcome back, everyone, to another Chatterbox reaction. My name is Joyce, and today we have with us, of course, our lovely turtleneck P.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey.
You good? You good? You good?
Yeah. Are you good?
I'm cool, man. I'm good.
All right. Next up, we have, of course, our lovable man, RV.
Hello.
Hey.
How's it going, Joyce? All right?
Very good. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm missing my football. Bloody COVID has ruined the schedule for the last week or so, so I'm missing watching my team.
COVID has been ruining things for the last 2 years now, so
yeah. But we got content like this to watch to keep us busy.
Yes, indeed. All right. Last up, we have our man in Christmas spirits, high in Christmas spirits. Let's say Sean.
Ho ho ho!
Ho ho ho!
Merry Christmas! Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm here. I'm ready. I haven't seen Pushpa yet, so no spoilers, P. But I will see it soon.
Guys, today we are reacting to the motion poster of BRAHMÄSTRA Part 1 Shiva, which is an upcoming Hindi superhero film written and directed by Ayan Mukerji and produced by Karan Johar. It stars Amitabh Bachchan, Ranbir Kapoor, Alia Bhatt, Moni Roy, and Nagarjuna Akkineni. This film is intended to serve as the first part of a planned trilogy. It will be released in Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, and Kannada on September 9th, 2022. So that's a bit of a wait. But yeah, let's watch this motion poster that everyone's been raving about.
This looks interesting.
That's a lot of big names, you know.
Yeah, that's why. We need to see this.
कुछ चल रहा है दुनिया में ईशा, ऐसा कुछ जो नॉर्मल लोगों के समझ के बाहर है। कुछ पुरानी शक्तियां हैं, कुछ अस्त्र है।
ये सब तुम्हें क्यों दिख रहा है? तुम हो कौन शिवा?
He's in modern day clothes. Wasn't expecting that.
Whoa.
Shiva.
Okay.
What do you think?
It seems like his power must be related to fire, based on that last scene where there was a lot of fire. So yeah, you wouldn't want to stand next to him. But yeah, other than that, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I loved all the effects of the stars, sort of, I suppose, zooming in and out through the galaxy. I'm supposing he's like some kind of god superhero, something like that. The way he was standing. With his, is it a trident?
Yeah, in Hindi, you call it Trishul.
Okay.
So that's the weapon of Lord Shiva.
Yeah.
Because part 1 is Shiva, right? So that's why you had you saw the big shadowy figure behind him, right? So that was Lord Shiva.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that, I mean, that's down to you know, the culture, I suppose, incorporated in the film. I don't know enough about it. This just being a motion poster, I have to go purely based on what I see there. But that is an interesting fact, and it'll be interesting to know a little bit more about the background story, I guess, in the build up to the actual trailer. Shame we didn't get to see, you know, some of the other actors that you listed in the beginning, because that's what I was sort of expecting. But it is what it is. It's a teaser, and that's all they wanted to give us.
And it's not even a teaser; it's just a motion poster.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so that's
that
why.
was what I meant to say. Sorry.
Yeah.
So that was all they wanted to give us in the motion poster. So I can't really argue too much. We got to wait for the teaser, got to wait for the trailer, and then we'll get to see a bit more. So yeah, I enjoyed it though.
You know, looking at that, I would say that doesn't look like a motion poster. I've seen motion posters. That just looks like a teaser that they call a motion poster. Because come on, that there was too many different images to be a motion poster for me. I might get a little criticism for that, but that did not look like a motion poster. That just looked like a mini teaser. It was interesting. There was so much going on, and I was trying to process everything. Will I say that I was really hyped about what I've seen? I would be lying if I said, yes, this has blown me away, because I do not have a lot of context and I do not understand a lot of the stuff. I would have to do a lot more research before I could say this was captivating. I could see the superhero elements in it, and I'm intrigued. But you know what? Until I see the teaser and the trailer, I think then I'll be brought more into the storyline. At the moment, I'm like, okay, I see what they're doing, but I'm not like, wow. I'm not going to go and go, this was the greatest thing ever. It was okay, interesting. I know it has a lot of hype online, and I would love someone to tell me a lot more. But at the moment, I'm just like, okay, yeah.
No pleasing some people, is there? But yeah.
For me, it was it was. I kind of get what P's saying. Like it was interesting, but because the way that the movies are doing it these days, and as Sean was trying to say, like you'd think that this is a teaser, but no, it's a motion poster. So then you get, after this, you get a teaser, then you get a trailer, then you get the movie. So it's all like hype, build up.
It's all new marketing strategies, I think.
Yeah.
PR. Yeah.
So it's, I mean, like as Sean was saying, you don't really get to see a lot, and also what P was saying is you can't really get too excited because you don't know what you've really seen there. You've not really seen a lot. But for me, a couple of takeaways. The McDonald's and the KFC. No, it's still the crap joke there. No, the takeaways for me were that Ranbir Kapoor is like one of my favorite. He probably is my favorite Bollywood actor. He's very, very versatile. He's also, like I was saying about one of the other actors in one of the reviews we did recently, Prithviraj. Ranbir also has something about him which is just like he's very good at the expressions on his face, and so no matter what kind of character, that allows him to be so versatile. Probably my favorite movie of his was Barfi, where he was just like he was brilliant in that. So I mean, there's so many of his movies that I like. So I'm looking forward to it for him. But also Alia Bhatt's in it. Did it say Amitabh Bachchan as well? Yeah. So they've got some big names here. And it's very, very brave for someone to finally be doing, one of the great stories, bringing out a story of Shiva to sort of the theaters and the cinemas like this, because I haven't seen anything that has been brought to sort of Western screens since the Mahabharata productions when I was a kid, and that was like early 90s, I think that came out, and it was put on Channel 4 here in the UK, and my granddad recorded it for me, and my sister watched it, and I watched it, and my dad loves it, and we've still got like tapes of that, and that was just like my first real introduction to the great stories of sort of the Hindu stories, and the mythology. So for me, this would be an eye opener again, because I haven't seen this being sort of done. No one's been brave enough to retell these stories in such a long time. So I'm kind of looking forward to it for that reason as well, and obviously because it's part 1, and then it suggests that there's going to be part 2 and 3. And are they going to have a different cast for that? Because obviously Ranbir can not be Shiva in this, and then someone else in the next one. It's there's things to look forward to because of that as well. So
100%. And I think you guys probably don't know, but this movie has been in the making for 7 long years.
Wow!
Because I think the first time we announced this movie was back in 2014, and it's just been, so everyone in India has been waiting for this for a long time. So that's why there is this hype, because everyone's just been waiting to see like what has been in the making. And Ranbir hasn't, I think he hasn't done a movie in his last movie was Sanju, which was almost 4 years ago. I think he
Yeah.
hasn't had a release in last 4 years because
Yeah.
he's pretty much dedicated his time to Brahmastra.
So
So
what is your predictions for this? Do you think it will be one of the biggest? Do you think that it will be bigger than RRR?
I mean, listen, first of all, this is like, this is going to be about Lord Shiva, not really Lord Shiva as such, but because obviously you saw in the motion poster him, Ranbir Kapoor he was wearing jeans and a shirt. So he's clearly,
Yeah.
this is set in modern times.
Mm.
So the fact that they are building a movie based on ancient Hindu history but set in modern times, so that aspect is super cool. So that is very different from RRR. Like it's a completely so there's no comparison between RRR and this at all. But I think because this has been in the making for 7 long years, I think people are just waiting to watch it. And
Highly anticipated.
yeah, it's a
So
highly anticipated movie.
It's part one. Did they film all 3 of them at the same time and just releasing one by one, or they've just filmed this and waiting to see the reception to this before they do the rest?
I would assume that they've only done part 1, and then they've already said it's a part of a trilogy, so I'm sure regardless of how it does, they will still be releasing part 2 and part 3. And because if you've already announced that it's a trilogy, then you can't just end it in part 1, right? Regardless of how it does, you would still have to deliver part 2 and part 3.
I wonder if part 2 and 3 will come out before the next Avatar films, because we've been waiting for that for years.
You literally took the words out of my mouth.
Because Avatar, they filmed 4 and they've been delaying that. And
but that's the thing, this has been delayed for so long. They announced the release, I think it was supposed to release in 2019, then 2020, then now it's come to 2022, that to end of 2022, like September 2022. So it's still a long way to go. And so, yeah, like in terms of the name Brahmastra, like Brahma means universe and Astra means weapon. And according to Hindu mythology, you have 3 supreme gods, right? So you've got Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu, and you've got Brahma. So that's why now part 1 is Lord Shiva. So I'm assuming part 2 and 3 would be Lord Vishnu and Lord Brahma. So when you combine the weapons of all the 3 supreme gods, that's called Brahmastra. So it's the most powerful weapon, and it has the ability to destroy the universe.
My question,
Infinity Gauntlet.
My question.
Yeah. J.K. Rowling jacked that as well, didn't she?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, who would be the bad guy?
Who would be the bad guy?
Yeah.
No, so see, like this I think would be about I'm assuming like Ranbir Kapoor might be like the person who is either, because this is more about what is the word?
I hope he's not playing like a Bruce Almighty character where like he just becomes God. You know what I mean?
No. Like, because somebody who has the wisdom and has that spiritual awakening, you would say that, you have Lord Shiva within you, right? Because that's more about that spiritual awakening and the wisdom that you have. So maybe Ranbir is a character who's set in modern times clearly, and who probably has this awakening in the movie. And so he has the power to access that, the supernatural power.
Don't you think it's a bit weird, Joyce? Because Shiva is meant to represent the destroyer, right?
Yeah. So he's got the weapon, which is the Trishul, the trident, right?
But should the destroyer be coming first in the trilogy? Is that right? I don't know.
Say that again?
I mean, like, as in, like, if there's 3 parts, right? There's like the creator, the sustainer, the preserver, and then the destroyer. So in my head, I'm just thinking, should the destroyer story come first? Isn't that a bit lopsided?
No, because I don't. No, I don't know if like that's how it should be, because I think like Lord Shiva is supposed to be one of the most powerful
Yeah.
lords.
Mm.
So I think that's why it could be that it's part one.
Mm.
We'll obviously have to find out, like, and see, this is the thing that, of course, like, the motion poster and everything, it looks epic, right? It's fine. But my concern would be that if they don't have a good storytelling,
Yeah.
it can just be
Yeah.
a total disaster.
I have a
Just
strange
hope-
feeling that it might be underwhelming as well. I hope not, but
Yeah, that's why I'm just hoping and praying that the storytelling is as epic as the motion poster, so that it all sort of works out.
See, the
Because
thing about it, until I see the teaser and the trailer,
yeah, we
I
can't
can't buy
say.
into anything. At the moment, I'm just like, visually interesting, but I want to buy into it. I want it.
I think once or once you read about Hindu mythology, right? Like you would have an idea of what Brahmastra means and the different aspects of the Hindu mythology, right? So it's difficult for you to get excited about it when you have no idea about the context, right? So that's probably what it is. So if you go on, Sean.
That's a good point, but do you know one of the biggest things you told me that makes me want to know more about this film is the fact that it's been in the making for 7 years.
Yes, yeah.
Like that has to be something worth watching. I mean,
No,
if it's
but-
not, then they've done a really bad job.
that is also the scary thing, because there's I've known of films that have been in the making a long time, and when they finally come out, you're like, what took you so long? What took you long?
But
This
also
was-
like looking at the motion poster, right? Like you can clearly see that it has a really huge production value. And I'm hoping and praying that they make good use of VFX in the entirety of the movie. Because with movies like this, like, when you're trying to sort of have like a superhero element to it and things like that, if you don't have good VFX, and that element can ruin everything.
See, I didn't see that from the motion poster. I didn't see the great visual effects on that motion poster.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it looks like it has huge production value. I'm saying that hopefully when we see the movie, in the entirety of the movie, I hope they make good use of VFX, because if that element is not there, I feel like it can ruin a lot of things in a movie, right? Especially if it's focusing heavily on VFX. And like supernatural superhero movies, like they do rely a lot on VFX, right? So if that element is not good, so I'm just hoping and praying that all these years that they've taken, they've had the good funding to spend on good quality VFX, so that it's worth it.
probably a year and a half was wiped out because of COVID, though. So it's more like
Yeah.
5 years, probably, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Still, that's half the length of time as what was that film? P. What was that film about the boyhood? Wasn't it?
Yeah, boyhood.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
10 years to make that.
Basically, they filmed the whole film while he was growing up.
Yeah, but that's a different thing, right? There's a reason behind it why it
But-
took that long, because the guy's actually growing.
It was like he was able to play his older self by the time the film came out. It was madness, but yeah.
Yeah, like that at least makes sense. With this, I guess it could probably just be the funding and things like that. Who knows? But like I said, Ranbir Kapoor hasn't had a release in last 4 years, while all his contemporaries have been just going back and forth with releases after releases, so I'm hoping just for his sake this movie does well.
The budget, I mean, the visuals must be amazing, because what
This
I have
has the
seen,
highest budget in
the highest
Indian
budget.
cinema.
How? What was
I
it?
think it said 3 billion rupees.
What?
So,
All right.
so according to Des, that is $20 trillion US. But according to
Stop it.
no, but what is it? What is that in?
What would be? I have no idea what it would be in US dollars, because 1 billion would be how much?
1 billion.
is
That's
10
9
lakhs.
zeros, right? So it will be 7 zeros in Western currencies.
Because
So
listen, 1 million is 10 lakh rupees. Okay, so now you do the math, and you would know how much
Rupees
is 1 billion.
to US
So
dollars. So that is 39 million US dollars.
No, it can't. It would
No.
have
Sounds
to be
low,
more
isn't
than that. No, that would be more
no,
than
no,
that
no, because 1 million is 10
because the
lakh.
highest
Right?
grossing
We're talking
film is about
3 billion rupees.
that.
That's
No,
I
no,
would,
but that's what you said. You said 3 billion
yeah,
rupees. Yeah, so I've just done the conversion
yeah.
to US, and it says 39.6
yeah,
million.
that is right. Because 1 billion
Yeah.
rupees is like $10
That
million.
doesn't sound a lot.
yeah, because that's not
Or
the
10
highest
million.
grossing film then.
No. Well, anyways,
Yes.
apparently it has got the highest budget. I'm sure, like, if I'm wrong, our lovely subscribers will correct me in the comment section as always. So please do so if you have more information on the budget and why the movie took so long and things like that.
Just
But yeah,
thinking, Ranbir Kapoor would have started filming in his 30s and he'll finish it in his 40s.
That's mad. That's insane.
In that time, has he had wife and kids?
he's
His
going
wife-
to marry Alia Bhatt.
Yeah, his wife's in
Oh.
the film.
He's dating Alia Bhatt. Yeah.
So
Alia-
her biological
Alia
clock
Bhatt
must
is
be ticking
everywhere,
while
man.
in the film.
Yeah. So this
Alia-
is their first movie together, and they're getting married.
Wow,
Next year, yeah.
she's absolutely everywhere.
That's another reason why it has this hype as well, because this is the first movie of Ranbir and Alia together as a couple, and of course it's been in the making for 7 long years. So there are multiple reasons why everyone.
So while she's settling down to being a married woman, that's what Miss Sandhu can take over. Miss
I'm sure
Universe.
she will enter Bollywood, of course, because that's just how it goes. If you are, a pageant winner, you end up coming into Bollywood somehow or the other. All right, guys, that was a very long discussion on, I think the longest discussion we've had on a motion poster, not even a trailer, a motion poster.
Ever.
All right, guys, that was our reaction to the motion poster of Brahmastra. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section, and please enlighten us if you have more knowledge, of course. If I said anything that wasn't accurate, please correct me. And yeah, until next time, this is the Chatterbox crew signing out. And before you leave, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and support us on Patreon. Until next time, peace.